Bray and Kenny. We have not had, hello, welcome to Bray Kenny, episode 851. We have not had the Rasta horn out in just far too long.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I need to have Adam add that to the old soundboard.
What, it's not on there?
No, I have cheers.
Well, Susie, you have me as a co-host.
I know.
And you... Is it because I do such a good one myself that you don't even need it?
Yeah.
You're like, why do we need it? Sarah's so good.
Is that its official name, Rasta horn? Or is that just colloquial?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
There's
I'll have
probably
to look up
a
its
name
Christian
for it.
name. Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I mean, are you though?
Hanging in there. I just like...
We were just talking about your darn finger.
It feels like that our pets' heads are falling off kind of thing. Or it's like, what does... So on my... I have a lot of free time now with this fucking finger. Mm-hmm. And so I've been like going through all my medical records and everything like that to make sure all the doctors are informed. And there's this little section that says that's like your health goals, that you can like write a little health goal and it like shares it with your medical team.
Oh, that's cute.
And so I put my health goal as like balancing my hormones and then building strength and stability as to not continue to get injured.
Oh. Well,
so I was like, what's a gal got to do?
Do you
Stop
think
it.
The injury was in any way due to a lack of preparation? It sounded like a freak thing.
Like, what if I just like... can you do finger exercises?
So sure.
No, you can't. That's not like grip strength.
I think it was freak. It was a freak thing.
Too. It was just like a pop. Like that's what Lucas said. It just hit right in the right spot to just
athletes get injured all the
thing.
Time. Professional athletes, and they train their asses off.
Yeah, it was just a weird freak accident. But I'm like, what the fuck?
It's the price you pay for ambition and hobbies.
That's it. And I was like, okay, I guess I was watching a commercial for, I don't know, Kaiser or some healthcare company or a hospital. And it was like, we protect the adventurous, the outdoors, da, 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 da. And then it showed like somebody skiing and then somebody like getting a like X-ray. And I was like, oh, okay, samesies. Like it's just like what happens, I guess. If you're active, you're gonna injure yourself. And when you're over the age of 35 doing any of these things, you're just gonna rack up the injuries. I guess that's how it works.
Yeah,
and you're just healing yourself in the off season and getting as strong as you can. Ugh, I don't know. It's so weird.
Aw, I'm sorry. It stinks.
Yeah.
You've got like this life where you're always battling the latest.
I'm pretty sure I murdered somebody in a past life.
For real. What are you paying for?
Like, it would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would really add up.
If they're like, in your next life, it's going to be a struggle.
Oh my God.
You're going to have to suffer a bit because you did some shitty things. And
oh my God.
Now... And people are probably like, wow, why is she like so overly nice all the time? Because I got to make up for like that murder I did
went wrong.
like a few lifetimes ago.
I mean,
I hope nobody takes this out of context and they're like, well, Sarah's just fessed up to murder.
Yeah, no, we know. She seems so nice.
You're right.
Oh, well, I hope things turn around. This is the worst.
Too. No, my mom is convinced that something... so she thinks that I'm going to find love at my orthopedic surgeon, like my physical therapy office.
I hope
she is like,
right.
no, that is happening. That is going to happen. I mean, I'm going to the exact same place every single Friday for the next 12 weeks of my life.
You hear that, ladies and germs?
Yeah.
Head over to wherever Sarah gets her orthopedic care.
Right. And when my mom was saying it, she was like, you're going to meet some nice man or woman. And I was like, oh, Mom said man or woman.
So progressive.
That was really nice.
You mean because she just wanted woman normally?
No, I mean, that's funny that you say that. No, but sometimes, like, I had to remind her. Like, she kept saying, like, you'll meet some man, and I'm like, or woman. I kept on having to, like, correct her, and now she just said that. And I was like, oh, look.
Listen,
not like she was ever anti. Please, she was bragging about me coming out more than I
know, that's why I thought maybe it was she forgot men all this time.
Right. Yeah.
Lesbians, are you hearing what I'm hearing? Because... I'm saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This, please.
Okay.
I'm fully
Wait till they
convinced
see
I'm
that
never,
Tacoma.
ever going to have sex with a man again.
And
I'm way
applaud
too
you.
scared. That is so that is terrifying, actually. No.
I can see
Are
why
you
you
kidding
feel
me?
that way.
With what I got going on internally? Please.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my insides in the hand of that were, please. They could
even
poke a hole right through that grocery bag. I'm sorry.
Scar tissue. Listen, I don't even think that you have to qualify this promise due to your health concerns.
Right.
I feel like for all of us, sex with men is risky business.
It is. That shit is scary. And now they can't get me pregnant? Please. That's terrifying. That makes, I don't know. That feels dangerous almost.
That is dangerous.
Right.
Good grief.
I know.
Ugh. All right. Well,
So.
I hope you're right about
Women
all
only.
this.
Nothing's going in there ever again. Ugh. I'm so
Nothing?
Nothing.
Wow.
I'm too scared.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Not even me, Susie. I'm too scared for that.
Yeah, because one time you just briefly.
Yep, and then I told the doctor, and then she said, "I really wish you didn't do that." And then that made me think, well, I don't know. She really wishes I didn't do that. Well, how long do I have to? And now I'm too scared. Can't do it. No, never again. This has got to like be a neurodivergent thing. There, I just like.
What I'm
have
hearing
now taken
is
it and run with
a
it in a weird
call
way.
to action to the next volunteer from the lesbian community to have a tender touch
A tiny tender touch.
and build trust.
Yep. Whew, I am sweating. Is it hot here? Is anybody else
Is it the overalls?
Is this a hot flash? It must be. Ooh, where's my fan?
Okay, well, let's on with the show. Sarah was away in Phoenix.
Yes.
On a autograph signing adventure for the challenged community.
Yes.
And rave reviews, it seemed like.
Yeah. From me and from the fans.
Aw, they were
it was
supportive
really nice.
of you.
I was surprised. Here's what my big like realization I had on that road trip. Mm-hmm. Or what came to light.
Yeah.
Apparently, there is still some confusion over why I don't go on challenges anymore.
I know. Did we not spread this far and wide?
What? Do I need to get a billboard on the 405?
Did they miss a memo?
Hello? Guys.
What do you think the
and they
confusion
can't
is?
understand that I'm a therapist. I have to remind them. I'm like, guys, therapist, full client load, not going to abandon them. Can't leave for 3 months. Do we get that? First and foremost?
Mm-hmm. They don't get
and
it.
then the mental health stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't do it. I'm not going to do that. Could you imagine?
Okay.
So.
I was just saying to Adam, though, it really would be great for business.
Ugh, I know. Well, then you should go.
They're not barking up my tree.
Well, they're not barking up mine anymore either.
litigious.
The only people who seem to have gotten the message is Buna Murray, the production company.
That is so true.
The fans are like, why aren't you back? Buna Murray's like, don't call her.
All right. Well, I'm glad it was a good experience.
Yes, it was. And the fans were so nice.
Good. You deserve it.
Yeah,
you
they were
deserve some
extra
praise.
nice this one. I mean, they're always
real?
nice, but they were just like, they were in and out, breezy. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. I live for breezy.
I live for breezy, too. I couldn't even believe it. So
Yeah.
breezy.
We don't need to linger.
And the lingering was like enjoyable lingering.
Right. Like praise, compliments.
Where I was like, oh, no, stay a while. You know?
Yeah, like if someone compliments me, I'm like, so what else? Anything?
Yeah, it was great.
Because I don't want them to leave if they're going to say
And
nice
so many
things.
people were like, oh my gosh, you're so much better looking in person. What? Okay, but thank you. Yes.
Who is saying that? That's
Not
weird.
like so much, but they were like, oh my God, you look real good in person. So.
Interesting.
Well, I think it's that I can't control my angles on the photos that they just throw up on there.
Yeah, and like I've thought so much about this, like how much time I spent in a helmet
Oh my
on
God.
television. Like that
And,
is
like,
not attractive.
Just generic clothes that they
Ew.
picked. Those TYR bathing suits do not look good on anybody. Anyone, even the fittest ones. That's why Olympians don't wear that shit, because that looks dumb.
Yeah.
And that's what they put us in.
Just
and I'm like,
decades
there are
of
so
bad
many
hair.
other cool bathing suits out there. And why would they do this?
For real.
Put us in
Remember,
our underwear.
even other cast members, remember we posted a picture and Evan was like, when did you guys get hot?
Yeah, what the hell?
And it's like, listen, you saw us at our worst.
It is funny that, like, I didn't try. We were on
Me
television.
neither. I'm so
I mean,
mad.
I can't even think of a time where I put less effort into my appearance than those challenge days. I was like, yeah, I'm just
They
going
beat
to roll
you
up.
down.
Because I'm like, what am I going to do? You're about to chuck me into a puddle of mud. You think I'm going to do that? I'm going to put my hair in pigtail braids and call it a day. And
Yeah.
that was it.
I know. Every picture, I'm like, wow, I was so fanciful, fancy free. Like, no worries, not thinking, what the hell?
No cares, just rocking a bandana.
I care more now going to Target
Wow.
than I did on national television.
Yeah.
I didn't have priorities.
Still care zero. Because let me tell you, move to Denver, it'll really help you out. Because,
I mean,
like,
Pittsburgh's
lesbian
not
or
far
from Denver
behind.
is a really fun game to play. And, like, it's hard to tell around here.
Well, I think you're always beautiful, Sarah.
My lesbian friends told me I have to roll the cuffs of my sleeves up. That's the new signal.
What?
Yeah. Like, I got a cute baggy shirt and I cut it, and then my, like, lesbian friends were like, okay, but you gotta, like, cuff the sleeves. And that's
What
like,
do you mean signal?
Like, signal to tell people that you're a leslie.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. Because I live in Denver and everybody's already got the carabiner. Check.
You're like, that's not cutting
I
it.
already wear Birkenstocks. Okay, also question. This is just gonna be like Sarah's therapy
Chit
session
chat.
right now. Chit chat with Sarah. When I was at the airport, I was getting breakfast, and I'm sitting next to this group of guys who are clearly hungover as fuck, who
Sure.
are just back from coming back from like a boys trip. They're like six
Yeah.
of them. One of them can't even.
I know the type.
Just like can't even function. They're so hungover. Mm-hmm. And the hungover one asked me,
Oh, no.
"Are those Birkenstocks?"
Oh, my God.
And I said, "Yes, they are." And he goes, "Are they? A lot of people like those. Are they comfortable?" And I was like, "Yes, they are. They kind of like mold to your feet after a while."
Oh, my God. Were you acting like this, though, or were you, like, trying to be cute? Because
No, I was
this,
being
what
nice.
you're doing right now is like you've had it.
I should have been like that. I'm acting right now like I'm saying this like it's a mystery. Like with my help me figure
like,
this
what
out.
was he getting
tone.
at?
What was he getting at?
I think he was
But my
getting at, are you a
response
lesbian?
Was more. Okay, this is what I was wondering. I was like, was he nagging me? Was he? What was happening?
No. He's
because
like,
I was like,
curious.
yeah, they're real comfortable. They like
Oh,
mold
gosh.
your feet,
You're like,
and they're
yeah,
like,
why do you ask?
they're great. Susie loves when I do that voice, but it's like I know that all the lesbians are like, we don't talk like that.
Do they get mad?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Nobody said anything.
I
I'm
do
sure
not
they
want
laughed.
those scary bitches mad at me. Just
All
kidding.
our favorite people, though. Which is
I
why
know,
it's
that's
so funny. You mean our best friends? Oh gosh, Suze, that cracks me up. So I wanted to know what the fuck he was getting at with this. And I was like, oh, I answered like that. Like, oh yeah, no, they're like real comfortable. They form feet. But I think I was answering like with big dick energy. if you will.
Yes, I've
You know?
seen you do this. It's terrible.
Because a part of me was like, why are you asking?
Why do you want to know?
Yes.
Bitch.
So what is behind that? I should have asked that. God damn it.
Yes. Why do you ask?
Why don't I ask the right
And
questions?
then he'd be like, I just want to know if you like the deep dickin' or not. Because you're hard to read.
It could go either way.
It could
my
go
nice
either
blowout
way.
said, I like the deep dickin', but my
Exactly.
Birkenstock said,
Your Birkenstocks, tattoos,
right,
overalls.
and literally everything else. Yeah. I was wearing like an oversized baggy t-shirt, a pair of like baggy ripped up jeans, Birkenstocks with socks on. airport.
You have got to be kidding me.
And all my clothes were just in an Under Armour backpack. So I didn't have a purse or anything. And I'm just carrying around an Under Armour backpack. So all of that, no purse, no nothing, no. The best I did is I pulled out a Louis Vuitton coin purse to pay the lady.
Well, he didn't see that. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Wow. You could not pay me to wear Birkenstocks with socks.
Well, what do you do if you're wearing the Birks and your toesies get
You
cold?
don't wear the Birks.
That's what I'm saying. Denver is you will embrace a casual attitude and clothing ensemble. Mm-hmm. Does it have multiple pockets? Is it cargo? Can I attach my carabiner to it?
What are you even using that thing for?
To clip onto shit.
Like what? Honestly, like
anything.
What?
Okay, so when I switch back, I clip it onto the inside of my backpack when I have my backpack so that it doesn't fall out when I'm traveling. So I know where my keys are.
Fall out?
My keys.
Oh, your keys are on it.
Yeah. And then
I didn't know
I clip it
I thought it was just
when
a
I'm
carabiner.
like paddleboarding, I clip it to my little leash so that my keys are right there.
I got it. You didn't specify that it had keys on it.
Oh, yeah, the keys are on it. The keys have the carabiner. I clip it to everything.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure
She's
he
tired.
wanted to know
She's
if you were
exhausted from this conversation.
No, I'm baffled.
Okay.
That is it. I'm just like, we are so different.
So different.
It's so same.
Yeah.
All right. Any hoodles. Let's move on, Sarah. We have a job to do.
I know.
And something that also has a job to do is my Caraway bakeware and cookware, and I love it.
It's doing the job so well.
Every day.
Hey, shout out to Caraway Frying Pan for helping me make my eggs and bacon every single day. I had them this morning. And
me too.
You'd think there was a brief period of time where I was like, nah, I'm going to just keep using my stainless steel because I don't want to get my Caraway pans ruined from my bacon.
Right.
What a silly thought. Because turns out that everything just slides right off. It's amazing. It cleans perfect. I'd rather use that than the stainless steel because then I don't have to do the scrub.
There's no scrubbing.
No elbow grease needed.
No problem. Yesterday I was making roast chicken. So I had like this baking sheet, the Caraway baking sheet in yellow marigold because it's adorable. And then I had over was my tea kettle, the Caraway tea. And then I was using the saucepan. My whole cooktop was just like marigold, Caraway amazingness. And it performs so well. It cooks everything perfectly. And like Sarah said, it's nonstick and it's non-toxic.
Yeah, that's the best.
Safety first. I love it. Visit carawayhome.com/braincandy to see all of our favorite products and take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/braincandy or use code braincandy at checkout. Caraway is non-toxic cookware made modern. Absolutely the best cookware I've ever used.
Yes.
Okay. First up, one of my favorite journalists, she's named Katie Weaver, and she is on the staff of the New York Times, and she did this awesome article about the penny.
Oh, so I love it when they're about random ass shit like that.
Me too.
Like the lawn chair.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Okay, the penny. Tell me everything.
Well, okay.
Can we get rid of those guys or what?
Yeah, right. Okay, so I was thinking about when I was reading it how like I have 3 bugaboos that like make me crazy that are petty and silly seemingly, but like I want to scream. The penny, the Iowa caucus, and and the front loading that results, and daylight savings.
Oh, okay.
Like if a politician ran on just those 3 things,
right?
Even if they were like anti-choice and all this other stuff, I'd be like, all right, fine, I'll do it because I hate these things. Okay.
Oh gosh.
So Katie Weaver decided she was going to get to the bottom of this penny nonsense, and the article is so good, and it's like I can never tell you all the great stuff in it because it was just chock full of great stuff. And
first, what do you hate about pennies? I mean, it makes sense. It's obvious, but I just want to know, like...
Well, the thing that really got me hating them is knowing that they cost 3 cents to make.
Oh, didn't know that. Never mind. Hate them now, too. Yeah.
That is so... my mind...
That actually makes no goddamn sense. We should... What?
I will lose sleep thinking about, like, what are we doing?
What are we actually doing?
And, like, Obama had said... The penny is a great metaphor for, like, a lot of problems with the government. And how it's really hard to stop something that's already in motion.
Wow, what a good metaphor. Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
And how we see this all the time where we're like, why are we still doing this? Daylight savings is another one of those things.
Dude, don't even get me started with that daylight savings thing. It's a different time of year. Half the time when I call my mom in Costa Rica, we have to play the game of what the hell time is it?
Mm-hmm. And in England, when Adam calls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it makes me crazy because we like to pride ourselves on, like, how efficient we are and whatever, and we aren't.
You know what? Let's go ahead and toss the old metric system in there, too.
Good one.
Yeah. Can we...
Like, I don't want to have to relearn stuff, but you're right.
It's not relearning, Susie, because it makes way more goddamn sense the other way. With all the measurements, everything. And I learned this real fast when you do any conversion in baking, like...
Yeah, the grams and the whole thing.
It makes it's almost like recipes were all designed to be in grams, I guess, instead of cups. And, like, come on, a cup of flour, you got to be fucking kidding me with that. Everybody's going to measure that different.
That's right. And the flour doesn't always sit the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're mad about it, people. And Katie Weaver is too.
Okay.
And so she went on this mission to, like, get to the bottom of, like, what the hell are we doing with these pennies? Yeah. And it will enrage you if you read it, because she calls it the tyranny of the penny. So it costs, like I said, 3 cents to produce a 1 cent piece.
Believe that.
As if you need more evidence than that.
I want to know how many pennies. Did it say this? How many pennies we're producing?
Yeah, it did.
Oh my god.
It said, okay, let me tell you, 240 billion pennies are lying around the U.S., like, just around. We don't know where they are.
What? Wait, let me run some quick numbers.
The whole that's $8 per person, every man, woman, and child, like $7.43 or something. Yeah. Okay. And, like, the thing about them is nobody uses them. And so, like, you get your change.
No, you don't.
And then you don't use them. You just, like, throw them wherever. And then they have to mint more pennies because people never use them. And so oh, okay.
Is this capitalism? Is this the psychology of what things cost and making something 98 cents and that being like instead of $1?
Okay, so there is that. Okay. That did come up. Okay. So, like, that, weren't you always taught that the reason that prices are like $2.99 instead of $3 is because, like, we psychologically think, oh, that's $2.
Yes, that's what I think.
That's what I was taught. Yep. But the truth is that began because merchants wanted to make sure that their cashiers weren't stealing. And so, like, if someone bought a milk for $3, then that cashier could just pocket the $3. But because they needed 1 cent change, they would have to open the drawer. And so they would have to, register the transaction.
Susie, I was having the thought today as I was preparing for the things that I was going to talk about in the next episode and thinking, man, this is the most fun show because
it's the most fun show.
Never run out. I will tell you things that are going to blow your mind. And it's like, there is so much fucking shit to talk about.
That's what we should have called it.
So much fucking shit. That should be the subtitle. Like, Brain Candy Podcast. So much fucking shit. Which is really funny because it's a play on how we're your number one podcast or your number two stories. This is our next sticker. I love this. Okay. But, I mean, you've just proven it once again with this story because I never thought that I would be so into this, and I'm really into this.
Me too. Sarah and I love our show more than anyone else, and we don't understand why more people aren't listening, frankly.
Well, I mean, you listening, you get it.
But spread the word because
this is so
we're
great.
doing the Lord's work over here.
It's so good.
But for real, that thing about the psychology of the $2.99, that was just like a fun thing that they realized as a result, like a byproduct of this.
Okay.
Yeah. It serves both purposes now. But the intention was
sense.
to require you to...
Well, we don't need to be doing that anymore, so let's get rid of that.
Okay, so they did talk about that. But really, it's sort of a problem of inertia where, like, that's just what we do, and you just keep doing it because you don't want to figure it out otherwise. But Canada, 10 years ago, got rid of their penny.
Okay.
And they're fucking fine.
Yeah.
They just do the old round up for 5 for the nickel type of deal.
Okay. Question.
Okay.
Do you think... Sarah's got another theory.
Yeah.
There are all of these companies, like every fucking place I go. Mm-hmm. And I get this.
The Coinstar?
I was going to say the place where it's like round up for charity. Where
Okay,
it's like,
they talked about that.
Okay!
You are really good at this. Yes. Okay.
I knew it.
There is this lobby
Trust your instinct, Sarah.
There is a lobby that is essentially funded by the company that the government uses to make coins that are like, instead of being entirely copper, they have like a center that's cheaper.
Okay.
And then they cover it in copper. But only one company can do this. And so the government is paying them billions of dollars to be the provider of these coins. And they obviously do not want to go out of business. And so they have a lobby and they try to tell Congress, like, here's why we can't get rid of the penny.
Big penny.
Big penny.
Which is a fun oxymoron.
It is. Big penny. And they call any penny made after 1982 is not fully copper. And the collectors and like the people that talk about this shit call it the zinken because it's zinc inside.
Like,
and it's Lincoln on the outside. Yeah.
That's cute. I like it. I'm into it.
Okay. And so they have this lobby, but it's really just like one guy and a website.
Of course.
And he lists on the website like why we shouldn't get rid of the penny. And one of them is this sort of like throw your change in the pot for like charities.
Huh.
So
I was thinking that they did that so that to eliminate the need to carry around all those pennies or have them.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
You're saying you want to keep making pennies because why?
Like we don't need to make pennies. I feel like we're slowly converting people to not be penny people when we add the things like round up for charity because it eliminates the need for the change.
Yeah,
is
so
what I'm saying.
That is when Katie Weaver went to the charities.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we don't really do physical collection of coins anymore because it was too cumbersome and they're very heavy and not cost effective to collect.
Yeah.
What is way more effective is what you're describing when you're at the point of sale and they say, do you want to round up? And it's just on your credit card.
Right.
And that is getting way more money than any like throw your fucking pennies in a bowl
Right.
thing. So like he's full of shit, this Walker guy or whatever his name is, Waller, the one guy that works this website.
Right.
But he's got a job to do. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, and every time I see those things, I'm always like, this is just giving a tax break to this company, is what it feels like.
The companies claim they don't take one.
That's such bullshit. How? Why would you not? Why?
I know.
Why? What? Huh?
Well, because like then no one's taking it because we're not.
That doesn't make any sense. You're not just doing out of the goodness of your heart. I don't believe that. There's no such thing when it comes to corporate America. Period.
Yeah, Sarah's not falling for that shit.
Nope. I'm sorry. I will help Target raise billions for public schools, but don't even pretend like you're not getting some sort of like kickback for that.
Just so you know how much.
So good.
Oh my God, it is. And look, do you see what's in there? It's a duck in my glass.
Oh my God, how cute.
We have turtle, snail.
How cute. And you
I
just sip
know.
and it exposes its little head? Oh, that's adorable.
So cute. Food 52.
fun.
And if Food 52 would like to sponsor this episode,
Oh, they should.
I wish they would. I love that company.
Holidays are coming up.
Okay. So every year, the United States loses $90 million making fucking pennies.
My God. That, do you know what we could do with $90 million?
That's right. Is it not infuriating?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the real craziness. So, like, if even a small percentage of the people who have pennies, like in like a jar in their house, you know, these people,
Yeah.
even if a small percentage of them were like, you know what, let's cash these in, it would be a logistical nightmare for the government because they don't have anywhere to put these things. And they already have like storage.
It's like Scrooge McDuck.
It's like Scrooge McDuck, and they don't have any more warehouses.
Like the swimming pools of pennies.
That's right. And they're like praying that there is no critical mass collective action where people are like, let's get rid of these. They're just hoping you keep. No, that's what I'm hoping this article does, is like pushes them. 48 years ago, I think it was, I don't know if it was the Federal Reserve. So here's the other thing. The U.S. is so stupid. We have the Federal Reserve. We have the Mint.
Yeah.
We have the Treasury. And they all operate independently.
Right.
And so, like, if you call one and say, like, hey, why are you doing this? They're like, you got to talk to the Mint. You got to talk to the Federal Reserve. You got to talk to the Treasury. And they all pass the buck because, like, maybe they don't even really know.
I don't think they do. And I really do think it's like one guy, like you said. I think it's these things where it's like a person, but you don't really realize it is.
All right, moving on.
I've picked our book club picks and documentaries and all that for the next few months that we're needed. And I have some good spooky ones.
Oh my God, people, you got to join our candy club.
I think you're going to like the theme.
This is so exciting. Yeah. I hope people do join because, like, our group is so great.
It's so fun. Oh my gosh. And we're doing a Halloween version of Secret Santa, but what are we calling it? Something cute.
Yeah, what is he calling it?
I can't remember. Shout out to Tony who organized
Something
it all.
real cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good. And you guys should join us on the website if you wanna. Okay. So you know how there's that weird freaking thing where like swingers use pineapples to say, okay.
I do. And you know, as somebody who really enjoys the taste of pineapples and also thinks it is just like a cute decoration, I found myself
offended.
with a pair of bronze pineapple, like cocktail shaker kind of like things. Big mistake. I was like, and then one person was like, "Oh, you're a swinger," and I'm like, "Nope. I guess I'm not owning
It's
that
giving
anymore."
pineapples a bad name.
It really is, and then now I'm walking around Target like Target's just flat out promoting. Hang on a sec. We want to get all up in arms. I feel like they're saying that they're like converting children with the rainbow flag. Well, I feel like we are. What are we doing with pineapples here, people?
Yeah, Target. What's your agenda here?
What's the agenda? Right. This is a swingers agenda. Clearly.
Open relationships.
They're pushing swinger agenda onto me.
Promiscuity.
It's funny.
Okay, I don't even understand why the pineapple is being defamed this way, but
yeah, why did the pineapple? There's got to be something
I did read
about
an
it.
article
Like,
about it.
You're supposed to like. Wasn't that like a thing back in the day? You came to somebody's house and bring a pineapple, and it's like a.
The article I read said that it began as a symbol of luxury because it's hard to ship them to wherever. But then it sort of morphed into a symbol of hospitality. Then things got fucking weird. And then the pineapple was like, hey, you want me to lick your ding dong or whatever?
Whoa!
I don't know. I don't know.
And then in the pandemic, Do you remember there was something called Room Raters? Not Raiders, that was on MTV, but Raters.
Yeah, Room Raiders,
where
yeah.
it was where we rated people's backgrounds.
Yes.
And it was like a real popular Twitter account.
Yes.
And they would always give points for a pineapple, and people would put like pineapples if you had a pineapple in the background. And I think that was before I became aware, and I think all of we all caught on maybe, but it just feels like all of a sudden pineapples came into my awareness in a whole new way. I don't know if is this one of those things where I didn't know because I was just like young and naive, and now I know because I'm aware of it? Or is it that it's just started and this is like a new thing?
I don't know, but I don't like fruit being defamed, and unless it's strawberries, because that just makes sense.
You're gonna have a real problem with when I tell you about the old peach and eggplant.
Well, that's the thing. Why are all these vegetables and fruit getting wrapped up in your disgusting lifestyles?
Because it feels like it has sexual undertones.
It's just because it's like juicy, and then some of them are phallic.
Yeah.
Juice and
the
wieners.
seeds and like the whole, it feels like male and female. When you cut, when you cut open many fruits, it looks like a vagina.
But if I had to choose, I would say the pineapple would be dead last in terms of like what I would pick.
100%, Suze.
Mm-hmm.
That if you were to like rank fruits in terms of
sex
sexiest,
appeal,
yes, pineapple is.
It's spiky.
Yeah, it's
brown.
Rejecting me.
Yes.
It's
saying
gross
get away
real quick.
It's saying no means no.
Right.
The other ones are juicy and inviting.
Yeah. What is
and
the
bulbous?
Sexiest? I mean, kind of a peach. And strawberry. No, cherries seem very sexy.
Cherries, strawberries, peach.
Banana.
Those are the big ones. Oh my God, banana.
I mean,
yes.
there is no. And come on, you can't peel a banana.
You can't eat a banana,
please,
without basically coming on to someone.
Right.
I have been eating them in the car and been like, this is so suggestive.
Right.
I hope nobody gets the wrong idea.
You can only eat them in private. Yeah.
Sarah, that is absolutely true. Okay, well, at any rate, pineapples somehow beat the odds and became the symbol of this swinging lifestyle. Okay, so then, of course, you have the Twitter factor or TikTok factor. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why specifically, but in Spain, did you read about this?
Oh, yes.
Good
Are we talking about the grocery store?
They are horned up.
Holy crap. But, Suze, I think there's a lot to unpack here.
Oh, okay. Sarah wants to get serious.
I do, because this was like I had written this down in notes to talk about from a couple episodes ago,
okay.
and then just like never talked about it. I think this just shows how fed up we are with online dating.
I know what you're saying, but like, what? Because I was getting all worked up about it. Because you know how I get kind of like prudish and like Larry David, like calm down, Jesus Christ. Because here's what they're doing. Just so you know,
People fill everybody
Spain,
in on our conversation we're having in our heads,
to ourselves. People in Spain are going to the grocery store between 7 and 8 p.m.
Yes,
and if they are interested in hooking up, they put a pineapple in their cart upside down, and it's become such a big thing that the grocery stores have started hiding the pineapples.
But I think here's where it differs, where the swingers culture and what's happening in Spain is different. Swingers culture sometimes reminds me of like nudists, where it's like the last people you'd expect or be like excited to be parts of, or are
all the wrong people are swingers.
Right. And they're like, yeah, let's do this. When I looked at the videos of people who were doing this in Spain, they're like 23-year-old. This is
hot stuff.
These are the people who you'd expect to see on Bumble and Hinge.
Here's the thing that I don't get. I can understand 100% why people would be fed up with Tinder and like dating online. But have these people not heard of bars?
I think people are I think that we have two things. I think people aren't interested in drinking in the same way.
They don't have to drink.
The younger that
you do not have to drink at a bar.
Yeah, that we need to offer, but what it provides, what that provides is in a weird way, an activity.
What does?
The going to the grocery store and putting a pineapple
what the bar provides is the elimination of fruit upside down.
Yeah, like I totally hear what you're saying.
On the same page, like we know why we're all here. We want to like commune and socialize and be flirty and whatever. I don't need to bring fruit into it.
I think the novelty of it. We got to get it's the novelty allows for some level of like play. I see where you're coming from. Yes.
Because I don't want to see you and your weird pineapples.
Also, the grocery store is insane. But this feels like for a month of the summer, this was a thing. And
to me, you're probably right. But to me,
I see it dying down, and it's just kind of like a...
You're right. It's a trend.
Yeah.
It's a little novelty.
It feels like the same energy as the world's largest pillow fight in San Francisco on Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. Where you're almost going as like...
But at least I can
love
avoid
love,
that.
but I don't love. And I'm like, this, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, I'm trying this, I guess. We're, last-ditch effort. Guess this is what it's come down to. I'm throwing lentils in my grocery cart.
But like I said, at least I can avoid that. I don't have to go to the pillow fight, whereas I have to go get milk.
Correct. That is the annoying part where it does infringe. Well, if you had to go through Union Station at 5 p.m. on
but if
February
it's
14th,
scheduled, you know it's happening,
right?
And all that. You know what I mean?
That the night.
What?
7 to 9. Isn't that the time? It is scheduled.
Yeah, but you have to be in this group to even know it's happening. I'm sure as fuck not on TikTok getting these fucking messages. I'm just showing up for eggs.
Right.
And next thing I know, somebody thinks I want to bang because I got a pineapple. God.
Hey, with how I'm feeling, I wouldn't even be mad if somebody were.
We are in two different places.
So different. I mean, I would just be like happy that I was still on somebody's radar. You know?
You're on everyone's radar.
Susie, I'll tell you, with the menopause thing messes with your brain. You don't feel that it feels like nothing. Like it feels, I'm sure maybe somebody who's had a hysterectomy may tell me that those hormones will get balanced out or whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But it feels like, I feel like a Barbie doll, like a Ken doll, where it's just like plastic down there and like not even gonna, like, I'm just like, no sex or no, just nothing.
Okay.
Nothing
well, that
sexual.
is not my lived experience. I feel like everywhere you go, everyone's like, so let's bang right now.
Oh my goodness. Well.
And so like, I feel like
they're going to be very disappointed.
I feel like I must be accidentally sending out some signals or something.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Him then. Who cares? Get him.
I don't want that.
Well, Susie, you can't help it. What
you
people
can,
are only human.
Clearly I can, though, because you aren't getting this.
Well, yeah, but I am just also unaware because you have told me in the past that these people were hitting on me, and I had absolutely no idea.
That must be nice.
This could be that I'm just like, wow, this person's very polite. And Susie's like, they want to put their penis in you, you dummy. Like,
well, that is true. Okay.
That always
We're
happens.
Discovering there are several problems.
So many problems. Yeah. Remember how we started this episode talking about how different we are?
Okay, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
I just read like a real quick article about like how people now like to believe that their pets, go to heaven or have like a soul or something. And, you know, the article was just small, but then it made me think like, I wonder what Sarah thinks happens to animals when they die. I don't even actually know what you think happens to people when they die.
Oh.
So let's maybe start there.
Yeah. Well, I'm like a reincarnation person. I'm like the energy is recycled in some way, like it comes back. But I don't think like humans necessarily stay humans and animals stay animals. I feel like, because I'm hoping to get to dolphin level someday.
So that's why you feel like you're being punished right now.
Well, I mean, maybe.
You know, earlier in this episode, you were like, I must have done something.
Yeah.
Oh. So you think that
I mean, but I
happens to
think
everybody.
previously I was probably a person, not like a mean animal. That's not a thing.
No, yeah, but like you believe that you keep coming back and...
Yeah, I feel like maybe we have, as humans, it's almost like, I don't know, you know what? Who knows? But one of the things that I like to think, and what it kind of feels right to me, is that every soul has like like this task list of like lessons to learn and things to realize, and like understanding, like secrets to the universe kind of thing. And that in every lifetime, every opportunity we get in this physical world, we get a chance to learn some of those lessons. And I think that's why for a lot of us, in some lives we learn maybe many at a time, and in other lives we might be stuck on one over and over. I think that's why people tend to say like, man, this situation keeps happening over and over and over and over, blah, blah, blah. And people are like, well, it's probably you, you know, and then you learn, you do something different, and then all of a sudden that stops happening. And, you know, it feels like you in a way level up in your life. And then like sometimes I remember when I was younger, I had a friend whose mom passed away, and it was so devastating for me because she was such a wonderful person. And I asked my mom, I'm going to cry. And I asked my mom, I'm like, why did she have to die? And my mom was like, well, she completed all of her tasks. She's good. She completed all of her human tasks. That's why it felt like, and God was just like, all right, come with me. And that's like when those people leave us, because they're like, and, you know, you almost say, they're too good for this world.
Yeah.
It feels kind of like that, you know? Or when it's like something terrible happens, you're like, well, maybe we just needed like a fresh start, restart. We're going to like do over on this one. And so, yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of that, like learn the lessons. And then, because doesn't it feel kind of like when we like have that big aha moment, feels kind of like we've leveled up in a way, and we like are vibrating at a higher frequency and all of that. So I don't know, it's like all an energy thing, and it just feels like with those lessons we learn, we start like really maybe like in a way, like you want to call it like that, like vibrating at a higher frequency. I saw this cool physics demonstration that was a tuning fork, and it was showing what happens when things are in tune and when they're out of tune. And have you seen this demonstration? So it'll be a little a ball like hanging on a cord next to a tuning fork, and the tuning fork, you'll hit one of the two tuning forks. So you hit one with the string hanging next to it, and the vibrations of the sound make the tuning fork, or make that ball start bouncing. And then when you come along with another tuning fork that's in another tone, that ball gets all dysregulated and like bounces in a weird direction, and, you know, doesn't line up and looks chaotic. But then when you bring in another tuning fork that's tuned to the same frequency as the other one that you started with, the ball starts bouncing, like it syncs up, and it starts moving in like harmony. And it kind of feels like that when we like get together with people who are like, we say like, oh, their vibes match my vibes, or they're on my level, or they're, you know, all that. And I feel like you know, those kind of things. And I feel like as we learn these lessons, and as we grow as people and become more evolved in a way, versions of ourselves, we start to vibrate in these higher frequencies, and then get to a place where it's just like so high vibration, and we're just like blast off into somewhere else.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
And only one way to go is up. I also believe that.
Right.
That I think you just keep like that it's not like
You can't regress?
yeah, I don't think so.
That's classic optimism.
Yeah, it is. Because that would make sense that you're gonna like learn. You don't forget how to tie your shoes. I don't know. It just feels like you just add to the lessons, not take away.
And you think this applies to like pets and stuff?
Yeah, like it feels like maybe when you get to a certain level, you just have to learn how to chill. And then dogs are doing a lot of that.
Some dogs are naughty.
Yeah, that's true. But even the naughtiest dogs seem to be a result more of humans. Like, you know? And so, like, I think, I don't know.
Okay.
What the hell do I know? What do you
I was
think?
just checking.
Don't you dare say I don't know.
I
and
don't
then
really
just end
like.
it. Yeah,
I don't really like when you ask me.
yeah, I know. What do you think?
I really don't know. So, like, what do I say? Do I just make something up for the show?
Well, I don't know. I made something up. I made the thing up that feels good right now in my heart that, like...
I find the world so mysterious, maybe in particular due to this year of wonder that I'm having.
Yes.
And probably previously, if we were just talking about humans, I would have said, like, we would die and I don't know, there's more to the story, but I don't know what it is. And energy, BBB, like mumbo jumbo. But like once you include animals, I'm like, I don't know, because I like to imagine, as a lot of people do, that human beings operate on a different plane than animals, which is probably just hubris and arrogance, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, we are doing a pretty fucking great job.
But if you were
compared
to compare us to some mushroom and fungi, they're also fucking crushing it and doing a great job. If we look at, they're probably better than we are. So, intelligent species. That
did we
what
talk
is it
about
called?
how they made
Myelin or
like
whatever?
the mushroom, like a mushroom was operating a robot?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but I read that. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, Suze.
I was like, oh geez, I don't know what to do now.
Right. What and they have and I mean now we're like really getting to the place where we can measure emotions in plants.
Yeah. So when you say like, don't say you don't know, it's kind of like I can't say anything else,
Right.
because it just is. The more I learn,
Yeah.
the more confused I become.
I just pick I'm just cherry picking from
You
all
just
the
go with
religions,
something.
pick my favorites, and
I mean,
you
that's
know.
what everyone's doing. You're just self-aware about it.
yeah, that's exactly it. And it helps that I've traveled to a lot of the places where, you know, like I feel like when I went to Thailand, when I went to India, you go to these places and you're just like, yeah, this feels right. Like these things feel right. I don't know.
Okay. Speaking of religion, I
Yeah.
did want to talk about this one thing that is very Susie specific. Just bear with me.
Oh, I can't. Wait.
I have great affection for certain fringe religions, and one of them is the Shakers, you know, the people
Oh,
that
yeah.
make the furniture.
Yeah.
And they did they covered them in the New York Times recently. The Shakers are just a delight. If you're not familiar, this is a group of people who, like, their whole like philosophy is just so lovely. It's pacifism, equality, both like gender and race.
Well, we love that.
Yeah, like everything they believe in is like what you want.
Why aren't
a
we
religion.
Shakers?
Well,
Okay.
They have one small little. Maybe you'd be into it now, though.
Oh God.
They are celibate.
Oh well, hey, I might be a Shaker. That
And-
is the irony, because that name
Good point.
really misleading.
Well, they're shaking the world for Jesus, though. So
Like dancing.
no, just in their hearts.
Oh, got it.
Dance.
Well, I don't know. I was just like, if you're going to call yourself the Shakers,
I actually don't know.
Their full name is Movers and Shakers, but they shortened it to...
I actually don't know the origin of the name, which I should, but their founder was a woman, which I love, Ann Lee. And looking back, I'm like, she was probably asexual.
100%.
Like, you know what I mean? Like something, because nobody would just choose that.
Right.
That's why like cults are all like super freaky and weird and do like, hey, let's all bang each other. But Ann Lee was like, no, we're not doing that. We are going to like give up possessions and just give up individual desire for the collective good.
Well,
and yeah, like they fought for the freeing of slaves. They paid to have slaves freed. They were just, and I say that past tense because there are only 2 Shakers left.
Well, it makes sense when you can't continue the religion.
It's not the best growth model.
No, it is not. If one of the founding principles is celibacy, it's going to be a little hard.
Especially if you also don't believe in proselytizing. So
I haven't heard much about these guys.
They think that people should just find them.
Yeah.
And so they only have 2 people left.
I mean, I like this attitude.
They are great. This is what I
like about religion.
And
They're like, just who cares? Join if you want.
They share my passion for excellence. That's why their furniture is top notch.
Yeah, they do have amazing furniture.
And they believe that work is a form of worship. And so, like in the Bible, it says, work heartily as unto the Lord. And like, I have that in my head all the time. It's like this Protestant work ethic thing, but they actually do it. They actually think like the way that they labor is a way of expressing their love for God.
Well, and I like that because I think it pushes back on maybe like this capitalistic, focus on the end result where it's about money. There's a difference
they don't
between
care about that.
Caring about work and caring about success or like financial gain or profit or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just having this conversation with somebody about how important the journey is and how like the work is really, that's when we tend to be in the flow state. There's so much good when we can, I think that's what they mean when they say, when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. You know, like that I think is more what you're talking about. It's like if you can find a job where you can be
like a higher purpose.
And be very present and in that flow state to connect with that. It feels like meaningful and a higher purpose. And absolutely, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's this one 86-year-old lady and one like 67-year-old guy.
Churn out all that furniture?
Yeah. Well, I think they've, slowed down.
Right.
But they do have like a museum. And so people come and visit. And then that's how they.
Well, this is
get money and
terrible.
stuff. Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a resurgence of. I think that maybe people are this, but just don't know that they are.
Why?
I don't know. It's like.
Well, maybe the article in the New York Times will like recruit new members.
Yeah,
and then they won't.
This feels like all the people who want that like communal life.
I just wanted to say though that I thought it was funny that the guy, Brother Arnold, the last guy left, he was saying that as the numbers shrunk, they had to rely on like their outer families, so like people that aren't in the faith but like are supportive of it, to like to help with the property and stuff like that. And he said that like having to connect with the outer family was harder for him than celibacy. And I was like, I get that.
Oh.
Like just having to deal with fucking idiots.
Yeah. I wonder is it like, I know that they're using electricity on all that, but is it like Amish ideals and like what is the big difference between a person who's left that and a person who
honestly, it's the collective finances and stuff. Like if you join the church officially, you do not have a family anymore. Pretty much every one of their tenants reminds me of like Jonestown or other cults.
Never mind. Maybe that's not good.
I mean, no, but it is. That's the thing about Jonestown and a lot of cults. Right. They have great ideas. That's what
yes.
makes them attractive. But
The
then they get
communal-
weird sexually and all kinds of weird stuff
Yes.
happens. But they never had the weirdness. It was just sort of like communal living.
Yeah.
You
I
do not have
think
possessions.
we're going to end up, I think we're headed that way. I think that communal living is going to be, we're going to see more and more of that with just,
That's true because the
houses
younger
being-
kids, they aren't having babies and stuff anyway.
yeah, they're not having babies. Houses are less affordable.
Like
You
chosen
can-
family type of thing.
Yeah, I think we're going to
Yeah.
see more of houses getting like, you know, two families living in one house. So some people
Yeah.
can parent the kids, you know, daycare these days while their parents work. It feels like that.
Well, I just wanted to encourage people to read the article because the Shakers are awesome. I love the Shakers and the Quakers. Those are my two favorites.
And the bakers and the candlestick makers.
I should post online. There's this thing you can do online where you take this quiz to find out what religion you should be in.
Oh, I want to take that.
And when I took it, it was the Quakers.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, like, if
Universal
it asks you
Unitarianist.
questions about your values, and then it'll say, "Here's what you ought to be."
Whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah. So
They gave that out in my political science class in college, and so many dudes who thought they were Republican dudes were not Republican dudes.
how would you mistake that?
Because when they actually got into more of like the questions on, like, they surprised themselves on I think a lot of the questions. I remember some guys being like, "Oh, well, it was." More
I would
like
think it would
that
be the opposite, to be
fiscally,
honest with you.
But this was also 15 plus years ago. Like, I feel like it's changed now.
I feel like
Now-
it would be the opposite, where a lot of guys identify as like, I'm a feminist and I'm a progressive, and then they'd take that quiz and they'd be like the Duggars or something.
It was when I learned that I had different ideas on hunting than I thought I did. That
'Cause
I
you
have
were
more
fine with
Republican ideas on hunting.
Well,
That
yeah, because you're just fine if you're going to eat it or what.
I'm fine with it, and I think that in a
Absolutely.
lot of places we need hunting for population control of a lot of certain animals. If like we're tending to the ecosystem in the right way, and we need that. And
Man, we're all just full of surprises.
yeah, we really are. But I think that what you're saying is we need to
Yeah.
be constantly doing these like self-assessments and asking ourselves, and not just say, I believe that. Even like, what do you believe when you die? Like, you know, to have these kind of conversations, you know, and learn these
It
things
is
about
uncomfortable
ourselves.
to be
It is.
pushed to answer it, especially if you feel uncertain.
Yeah.
To actually say, like, here's what I kind of think happens is like, I don't
Yeah.
like it.
But the good thing is that you don't have to be, like you said, certain, and you don't. It's not like you have to have this one idea for the rest of your life, and it could just be like, right now I believe this, and
Yeah.
tomorrow I believe something else, and it's fine.
It's nice.
and I
Sarah.
accept
She's so
whatever you believe.
flexible. Except her finger, it's not.
Yeah, I don't accept that.
Sarah is a lesbian. I learned that today. I learned that
In case there was any doubt.
pennies are a scourge, and we need to like lobby our representatives and say, like, let's cut
Yeah.
the crap.
I'm with this.
Also, daylight savings in the Iowa caucus. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure about the Iowa caucus.
Well, you should be. What is the debate?
I don't know about- I don't know
okay,
about
well,
it
here's the
enough.
problem. Let me
She's yelling at me, guys. I don't know. I'm not educated on this, Susie. Just teach me.
Okay, quickly, I'll just say the way that the primaries work is they're all just individual. There's no like federal, here's what we're going to do, everybody, like Republican Party thing. So every state has their own Republican Party situation. So Iowa was like, we're going to go first with this dumbass caucus.
Yeah.
So then that was their thing, and they loved it because it was like, oh my God, all of a sudden everyone fucking cares about dumbass Iowa. No offense, Iowans.
Right.
Okay. So then other states were like, well, this is ridiculous. They're getting this outsized influence over who becomes our fucking president.
Right.
When it's Iowa.
Right.
Okay. So then other states were like, we're going to schedule our primary ahead. And now that's why our primaries are fucking like 5 years ahead of the
Got it.
actual election because it's called front loading. So then
Okay.
they would change it. Then Iowa just would keep moving theirs back. And you know why? Because they got all this outsized influence. And that is why there's corn syrup in everything. Because
shit.
they grow all the goddamn corn.
I had no idea.
And so all the politicians are like trying to like ingratiate themselves to Iowans.
Oh no.
And so they created all this like federal money going into like farming and like corn production
Okay,
when
we don't
we
need
didn't
that.
fucking need it. And dairy. And we're like dumping out milk.
Right. We do not need that. Oh my gosh.
And
Thought
it is
for like a week I would be into ice cream and milk, and my face broke out like crazy. I was like, terrible idea.
so it's super consequential, and the only way to stop it is if we have a federal party system where we all have a primary on the same day or whatever.
Okay.
And one state doesn't get an excessive amount of
It kind of
power.
feels like when we're in the challenge house and TJ points at the person, like, you go first, where you start the vote, and if that person says something, all of a sudden,
it changes everything.
It changes the outcome of the vote.
We need to have
because,
all vote at the same time, like on Survivor,
like a ballot,
and then he reads the votes.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you.
Stupid ass Iowa thinks they're hot shit.
Well, now it's 3 for 3. Check, check, check. You're running unopposed on all three on this platform. These three things.
Poor Sarah. She's
I'm your campaign manager. I got it. Suze for
right.
press.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We love you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.